Hello, friends. Lionel Messi. Is there anything left to say? The 39-year-old masterminds Argentina's comeback win over England, sending the Albiceleste to a World Cup final against Spain. England are out, Tuchel is under fire, and FIFA has launched an investigation into Argentina over a Falklands banner. Plus, Zinédine Zidane is set to sign as France's new manager, and Arsenal are closing in on a major winger deal. If you're enjoying this kind of breakdown, drop a like. It genuinely helps us keep this format going. So let's dive into the latest football news. Enzo Fernández struck a stunning goal, and Lautaro Martínez headed home in injury time to send Argentina to the final. England had taken the lead, but ultimately crumbled as Messi orchestrated the comeback. Messi spoke after the win, saying, "We're coming off winning the World Cup. We've been the best team over the last 4 years, and today we're among the 2 best teams in the world. Another final." With Didier Deschamps set to take charge of his final game as France boss in Saturday's third-place playoff against England, his successor Zidane is already waiting in the wings and will put pen to paper next week. Arsenal and the Greek winger have reached a full verbal agreement on a contract of at least 5 years. Club Brugge are in final negotiations with Arsenal, and the transfer package is expected to be worth at least $43 million. A club-to-club agreement is expected very soon. The Hungarian midfielder has verbally agreed to stay at Liverpool until June 2031. Final details are being sorted ahead of the official announcement, with Szoboszlai described as fully committed to the club's new project. The 24-year-old German forward's transfer from Borussia Dortmund is described as verbally closed. According to Bild, Adeyemi's own intervention was key in softening Dortmund's position and accelerating the deal. The Inter Milan striker, who lost his starting spot in the 2022 World Cup and went 389 minutes without scoring in the tournament, has now headed home a crucial injury time winner to send Argentina to the final. The Albiceleste have been ruthless in the closing stages throughout this tournament, scoring 12 of their 19 goals from minute 76 onwards, a stat that underlines their never-say-die mentality. Following Argentina's 2-1 victory over England, Lionel Scaloni is guaranteed to participate in a second consecutive World Cup final, joining a very exclusive group of coaches, including Didier Deschamps, to achieve that feat. With Argentina's qualification, Inter Milan became the only club to have a player in the World Cup final every year since 1982. This year's representative is Lautaro Martínez, one of the heroes of the semi-final. Messi provided 2 crucial assists in the closing stages of the semi-final against England, once again demonstrating why he remains the most impactful player at this World Cup, even at 39 years old. The Chelsea midfielder said after the match, "God gives me another final with Messi." Fernández was one of Argentina's standout performers, scoring the opening goal with a stunning strike. England's World Cup semi-final defeat to Argentina drew an audience of 24 million on the BBC alone, a staggering figure that underlines just how much the nation was gripped by the tournament. According to the BBC, despite widespread criticism of Thomas Tuchel following England's semi-final defeat, the Football Association has decided to maintain its confidence in the German manager. Deschamps admitted the defeat against Spain in the semi-final hurts, but made clear he does not want his team to undervalue Saturday's third-place playoff against England, saying, "It hurts, fortunately." Spain's defensive partnership delivered another outstanding exhibition against France, with the duo described as the best center-back pairing at the entire tournament. BBC Sport explored the remarkable bond between Messi and Yamal, 2 world-class footballers from different generations who now find themselves on opposite sides of the World Cup final stage. Barcelona's new winger had a strong tournament, finishing with 1 goal and 2 assists. His performance against Argentina in the semi-final was highlighted by English media as one of the most impactful displays of the knockout rounds. Spain manager Luis de la Fuente previously taught Lionel Scaloni when the Argentine came to train with the Spanish Football Federation. On Sunday, the former student faces his teacher in the World Cup final. Messi currently holds an advantage in the Golden Boot standings due to his assists tally. However, Mbappé could overtake him if they finish level on goals, with fewer minutes played potentially deciding the award in the Frenchman's favor. The Premier League confirmed that 13 of its players will take to the World Cup final stage on Sunday as Spain and Argentina go head-to-head for the ultimate prize in football. England's hopes of World Cup glory are over after a dramatic 1-2 semi-final defeat to Argentina. They had taken the lead, but Enzo Fernández's stunning strike and Lautaro Martínez's injury-time header sealed the comeback. It was a gut-wrenching exit for a nation that had dared to dream. The post-match debate has been fierce. BBC Sport Analysis questioned whether Thomas Tuchel's defensive tactics cost England after they took the lead, describing the approach as passive. Multiple pundits, including Ian Wright, were vocal in their criticism of the manager's decisions in the final stretch. Former Premier League boss Alan Pardew also weighed in, dissecting what he called 5 key tactical errors. Gary Neville, however, took a more measured view, saying he would not lump in on Tuchel and that England have had the same structural issues for years. The numbers tell a stark story. England had taken the lead and were in control, but Argentina scored 12 of their 19 World Cup goals from the 76th minute onwards. And England, apparently, were not prepared for that relentless late pressure. The match drew 24 million viewers on the BBC alone, underlining the scale of the national heartbreak. Despite the criticism, the Football Association has decided to retain Thomas Tuchel as manager, according to the BBC. Eddie Howe and Pep Guardiola are already being listed by bookmakers as favorites to be the next England boss. But for now, Tuchel stays. England will face France in Saturday's third-place playoff, where Deschamps is taking charge of his final game before Zinédine Zidane takes over. Argentina's World Cup semi-final victory over England was immediately overshadowed by a political flashpoint. After the final whistle, several Argentine players, including Cristian Romero and Giovanni Lo Celso, displayed a banner reading, "The Malvinas are Argentine," referencing the disputed Falkland Islands. FIFA has confirmed it will open an investigation into the Argentine Football Federation in the coming days over the incident. The banner reignited one of the most sensitive geopolitical tensions between Argentina and England, a rivalry that has always carried historical weight in football. From Maradona's Hand of God in 1986 to this latest flashpoint. The timing could hardly be more combustible. Argentina are now heading into the World Cup final against Spain on Sunday, and any disciplinary action would need to be resolved quickly. FIFA rules prohibit political messaging at matches, and the investigation could result in a fine or other sanctions for the federation. Jude Bellingham also found himself in the spotlight after the match, with reports that he had an altercation with Argentina substitute Valentin Barco following the final whistle. 442 raised the question of whether Bellingham could face a suspension. According to Mundo Deportivo, this is not the first time Bellingham has shown poor sportsmanship after a difficult loss. The outlet referenced an incident following the Copa del Rey final in April 2025. Arsenal are closing in on one of the summer's first major signings. Greek winger Christos Tzolis and Arsenal have reached a full verbal agreement on a long-term contract of at least 5 years, with all personal terms settled. Club-to-club talks between Arsenal and Club Brugge are now underway, with the transfer package expected to be worth at least $43 million. The move comes after Leandro Trossard's departure from the Emirates was confirmed, leaving Mikel Arteta in need of wide reinforcement. Tzolis had been identified as a top target, and the speed of the deal reflects how advanced the groundwork was. Club Brugge, aware the transfer is essentially done, have already begun searching for a replacement, with Noah Adedeji Sternberg reportedly being pursued as Tzolis' successor in Belgium. A few final details still need to be resolved before the official announcement, but sources describe it as a matter of formalities. At 24, Tzolis brings pace, directness, and a proven record in European competition with Club Brugge. The Tzolis deal is part of a broader summer of activity at Arsenal. The transfer window is heating up across the board as the World Cup enters its final weekend, with clubs now accelerating their business ahead of the new season. The 2026 World Cup final is set. Spain versus Argentina, Lamine Yamal versus Lionel Messi. The two best teams in the tournament will meet in New Jersey on Sunday, and the footballing world can barely contain itself. Argentina got there by overcoming England 2-1 in a semi-final that Messi, at 39 years old, effectively controlled. He provided 2 decisive assists in the closing stages, with Enzo Fernández and Lautaro Martínez doing the finishing. Messi's reaction afterwards said it all. 5 finals. It's crazy what this group has done. Spain, meanwhile, were ruthless against France, winning 2-0 in Dallas thanks to goals from Mikel Oyarzabal and Pedro Porro. Lamine Yamal, the teenage sensation, is now set to face the man who was photographed with him as a baby, a story that has captured imaginations around the world. BBC Sport called their bond a true miracle of destiny. The final also carries a fascinating coaching subplot. Spain's Luis de la Fuente once taught Argentina's Lionel Scaloni when the Argentina came to train with the Spanish Football Federation. Scaloni will become just the 5th coach in history to reach 2 consecutive World Cup finals. Sunday's match kicks off at 9 p.m. local time in New Jersey, and the world will be watching. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting football news. Stay tuned for our next video. Until then, take care and see you soon.